Welcome, you crazy people that follow my channel. You might have seen a track in videos before, and I even uploaded it by myself, yeah, of course by myself, but by itself. And I thought this would be a cool study for those of you sitting at home, maybe still locked down, wanting to learn about proggy stuff. Because even though it's a really complicated song, it's really not a complicated song. And what does that mean? It means it's 7/8, 7/8, 7/8, 9/8, and it sounds complex, but it actually is one of those riffs that really isn't. It's literally one of the easiest prog metal songs you will have ever learned, probably played within 20 minutes, except for the solo. That's a whole different story that we're getting into. And I thought, why not do my thing, which is in-depth videos, and teach you a song that you didn't know existed. So, first I'm going to play you the whole song. It's called Just One More from the album An Absence of Empathy from the project Frameshift, which is my stuff. Don't ask, who is that? Oh, is that Sebastian Bach singing? Yes, it's douchebag Sebastian Bach singing. Fine, he sang on one of my albums. Let's not dwell on that. Let's go into the actual song. So here's the full performance, and then we're gonna go into what you have to do to play that. I give you tabs, I give you the track without guitars, and you can do all your stuff. It would be fun to get a couple of submissions from you guys, just seeing how you play it and have fun, because that's what music is supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun. Here's some fun.
for you and I, it's time to meet. Hello. Give me just one more, that's all I need to quench this thirst inside of me. Feeling satisfied, but beyond the door that leads to Christ. Give me just one more. Give me just one more. Don't take it back. The next one's gonna be the best we ever had. Feeling satisfied before the final score. I'll be begging you for just one more. Just one more. Just one. Just one more. Just one. Just one more. Just one more. Give me just one more. That's all I need to quench this thirst inside of me. Feeling satisfied, but beyond the door that leads to Christ. Grant me just one more. Just one more. Just one. Just one more. Just one. Just one more. Just one more.
Yeah, it's mean, it's about a serial killer, and it's very creepy. The whole album is very creepy. Let me show you the riff. It is originally played on 7th string, but for this recording, which was done with the Driftwood Darkest Nightmare amp, I actually did it 7th string and 6th string, and because a lot of you might not have a 7th string, I'm going to teach it primarily on 6th string. Doesn't really matter how you play it, fun is fun. Let's go through the parts of the song first. Neon Green for me is always the intro. And you can see the time signatures up here. So the intro starts with synth, which is, where is that even? Oh, it's recorded down here. It's an audio track. So that goes on twice, just the riff. And you can see I have 4 guitar tracks. It's more than I usually do. Usually when you have a kick-ass sound, 2 is enough. But in this case, it's 7th string and 6th string, so it made sense to do it in octaves. That's the low, and that's the high. Okay. And that comes twice. Then it comes 2 more times, but instead of the chugga chugga on the 2, I'll show you that, we have some lines playing. Which in the original recording, I doubled and harmonized for fun, but you don't need that. With a very tinny sound, but that's okay, that works, that cuts through. Then we go into verse, which is always kind of some kind of brown in my book. And that's actually very simple, that's just a very simple rhythm with a lot of space. And the space is what gives you cool sci-fi shows. No? No, no.
Guilt is forcing me to act unethically. When I think I've killed enough, the voice is waking up. Propaganda in my head, another woman dead. Television's got no white light, killing in to avoid a fight. The master's...
And that's literally 2 chords. Now I'm also going to show you this part, which is a tapping part, which is actually also very simple. And then with a higher octave in there, and I even did a third. So that's neat, but it's all in how you construct it. Each individual part is rather simple. Oh, I completely forgot about that bridge that I don't even know how to play or if it's correct. That's just some harmonic garbage. I'll try to show you that. And then the chorus. It couldn't be easier moving power chords around. That part is extremely difficult to play, but also, if you can play the intro, not. It's really just taking out the chugga-chuggas. Moving on, doubling all that stuff. Double chorus, then the solo section. And we're gonna dedicate a whole video, actually several videos to that. Solo section, and then we have tapping again.
Even though I'm the one who put them to sleep, I'll make my name.
Then it goes into, I mean, we've already done all the riffs. Chorus, intro, stoppy thing. Done. So, let's go back to me, and I'll show you quickly on 7-string what the main riff is. If Leslie kindly switches to the pedal top cam, which I don't know if we have... Oh, there we go. Well, that's enough. That's all we need to see. Right there, that's what I have on the table. That's what I'm using for this video. It's the Ampman Modern on the second channel. Actually, on the first channel. That's clean, and that's going DI into the computer. There's a couple of different cab models, all analog. This thing is actually pretty impressive. So if I go to channel 2, then I got... Gonna stay clean for a sec. The main riff. Well, let's look at it. We have a graphic prepared. Okay, you're gonna look at that and you're gonna say, oh, wait a second. First of all, 90 beats per minute is wrong. That's 110. Fine, doesn't matter. You're gonna look at it and say, oh, wait, 7/8, I can't do that. And look at all the notes, I can't do that. And you're gonna do 9/8, oh my god, I can't do that. That's wrong. First of all, let's strip any preconceptions about the complexity of it and just look at what it is. And you're going to see all these notes and stems and all that stuff. Well, realistically, what is that? 5/7/7. That's a D power chord. Right there. And that's 2 eighth notes. I can do 2 eighth notes. Let's go to the next one where it's a little bit condensed. Yeah, thank you. So... That's easy, right? And then 16th notes, 4 of them. Any one of you can do. Ideally, you don't do the 8th notes. You do them both from the top. Why? Because your hand already is doing the 16th movement. You know what? Let's make it easier. Let's take the 9/8 out. We don't even look at it. We just look at one measure in the next graphic. Thank you, Leslie. So, look, it got simpler. We look at less, we have to play less. So, don't do, because the next thing you need is 16th notes. Go to my right hand, Leslie, and if we only look at the right hand, it actually becomes relatively straightforward. Instead of doing... You're changing the movement of your hand. So if you're doing 1 and 2 and, then it's actually the same movement. 1 and 2 E and D. See, it's actually Andy. Is Andy in here? No. It's actually the same movement. 1 and 2 E and D. That's easy. And that 16th movement becomes very important for the next bit. And that's actually why that 7/8 doesn't feel so complicated. Because the last notes we need. So right now, 1 and 2 E and D. And now we have 3 eighth notes left. Right? Technically. Well, we have the 3 and the 4. But on 4 and, the next one starts. So if we divide that straight in the middle, it's easier to know where we are. And that's what we're doing. We're dividing that straight in the middle by doing 2 dotted eighth notes. Okay? So 3E and D, 4E. 3E and D, 4E. Okay, that sounds complicated, but what if you do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3? That's easy. So if you do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you keep that 16th rhythm going. So we're doing 1 and 2 E and D. And if you keep that 16th going, it's relatively easy. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You get it? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Obviously, the second comes from below. And the only thing that changes here is we move down to the C on the very last one. And because it's divided in the middle, you don't even know that you're playing a 7/8. So you're doing... I'm staying up here, which is kind of wrong. So I'm scraping to show you what's happening. Okay, so I actually just did a 4/4. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and there's the next one. Okay. So you're doing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then it starts over. Now on the 7th string, all I'm doing is I'm moving this onto the B string, 2 lower, and we're doing. And with gain. Look at my right hand. That can really just go through. And then when you're hitting those, your hand guides how long you have to wait. 1 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If your head has to guide you, it's already too late. It's got to come out of the movement. If you're going, then you have to understand it. Don't understand it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and start over. Moving on to the 9/8. So let's go to the next graphic. That's the same thing, but we play F. Same thing. And then with the same rhythm, G, A. And then just 2 eighth notes of F, E, or in this case. So I play it low and then I show you high. Okay? So, it all comes out of the movement. So all of a sudden 9/8, if you can do the other 7/8, you just add to it. And downstroke. Look at my hand. Okay, not super complicated. And I will do it again on 6th string, but let's look at the next graphic, which actually shows us the next section, which is exactly the same thing, but with notes in between. So you're doing that D. I'm actually playing an octave higher. On 7th string, the challenge is to do the jumps. Oh. Because I'm not playing it down here. That doesn't make sense. That's really just a D minor pentatonic. And then... Simple, right? I'm gonna switch to 6th string, because the rest of the song, again, it all applies to 6 and 7. So, on 6th string, I'm playing it... And now you can, like in the tab, go... Or you can do an octave higher even. All up to you. I would suggest to play the D with the index finger on the E string. That way you have like a fake 7th string sound because you're playing the 5th down there. And then here you do the... And that's really all that it is. Let me mute the guitars. So if those lines are too fast, forget them. The main rhythm is ultra simple. As is, let's move on, the rhythm, which for that I didn't even do any tabs in the verse. It's only that that rhythm is maybe a little bit... But you can see it all comes out of my movement. Up, down. And again, those threes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And wait. And every second time we do this before it comes back. It's ultra simple. I'll play it for you. Unethically, when I think I've killed enough, the voice is waking up. Propaganda in my head, another woman dead. They just got no right night, coming in to avoid a fight. The last is pulling my strings, control of everything that happens on the stage. Coming up their rage, I try to run away. Desire makes me stay. Every time I try to turn my back, now that next part I can never remember. I'm honest, I have no idea. It's called harmonic bullshit, so let's see what I did there. Let's say that's what it is. I don't know what that is. It's a D, and then we go up chromatically in octaves. So D sharp, E, F. Then we keep our pinky here and do an sus4 on a C. And then a diminished chord. Then you can also do, and then literally do one finger a fret. So you're doing 1 flat 5, 8, and then another flat 5. Sounds absolutely ghastly. I think that's the whole idea. And then big open E power chord with open strings. With drive, it's even more ghastly. And then it brings us to the chorus, which you've never seen a chorus that easy. It's D, C power chords. Or again, you're doing the in 16th, the 3. So if you need to know exactly where they fall, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Keep it in 16th. So it's D, C, D, C, D, C, and then E, D, C. And then next time it's F, G, A. It's as simple as any kind of chord progression could be. So with drive. And that's it. I'll play it for you, but oh my god, is that simple.
It's just giving. Give me just one more, that's all I need to quench this thirst inside of me. Feeling satisfied, but the other doesn't need still flies. Give me just one more.
I don't know how it could be any easier. Now the next section is the intro again, but we're leaving stuff out. It's just omission. So if you can do... So all we're doing is... But the problem is, of course, you have to hit that 16th upbeat. So how do you do it? Either you feel it, which is very difficult to do, or you move it. I like to move it. So you do the movements. And it comes from below when you're doing it right. So in slower, not even that D. So you have to imagine this in the 7/8. It's a little bit more difficult. And we're only doing. I think it's those. Let me see.
Just one more.
Yeah. So if you keep your movements going, you can hit them. If you try to hit them by feeling them, it's possible, but you really have to get into the song. So Just keep the movement going. I think too many of us are trying to use our brain. We're not that smart, especially this guy. So get it out of the movement and all of a sudden you've got the groovement. Wow, it's Sunday. Having that cake. Something I wanted to show you about the intro. We actually have a foot cam, which sounds dirty in German. Look it up. Here's my foot cam. Something used in porn. You are the beast if you can tap your foot along with it. In 7/8, 7/8, which then on the next 7/8, on the third one, it comes back on the downbeat, and then after the 9/8, again, it comes on the downbeat. And it actually is fully possible. So if I'm doing... try to get two of those happening with your foot on the quarter notes and not resetting it on the next downbeat. So let me see if I could reset it. Leslie, the desk, please. Yeah, okay. The desk. That's not a desk, that's my foot. That's actually more difficult for me. I'm feeling it like a 7/4, and that looks like this. So the next measure starts on an upbeat. And it is absolutely doable. If you practice it like that, it's gonna get your rhythm game up to another level. So let me play the whole thing, including the 9/8, and you see it's fully doable to tap your foot. If it's doable to tap your foot through this, then it's not a difficult riff. And the foot cam, please. Porn. It actually feels really good to do that. Just have to have a solid foot groove going on. Okay, we've covered pretty much all the parts because from now on there's another verse where for the first half of the verse you don't even play, it's just the tapping stuff. Then that and then a chorus doubled, and the chorus is and then up. Ultra simple. And then the chorus comes again, but with a really cool synth line, which then makes our life in the solo very difficult. Extra videos on that coming. After that, tapping, 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 tapping. Big chorus. In the middle of that chorus, we have and so we have that. I'll play that whole chorus for you. Why not? Okay, some serious fuck-ups in there. But you could hear it's that break part again, which I messed up. And then at the very end, we're doing it with the lines again. But the very, very, very end, so we're not doing the line, and then we're doing that whole section. Done. The only thing that you might want to play, if you're actually recording it, is the tapping part. If, for your version that you are welcome to send me to crazystuff@henningpoly.com, send me a version of you playing that. I'd love to see that. You don't have to do the tapping part. Do something else. But what I did there requires a good clean sound, a very tappable guitar, high frets is a good idea, a compressor, which I don't have on right now, and some cool delay or reverb, which I don't have on right now. But let me see. There, I got the Chase Bliss reverb on. Okay, so the way you do this is I actually had like a fret stoppy thing here. It's really just a D power chord. And like a really wiry sound is a good idea. Again, with the compressor is better. Either use your pinky. And you start up here. So that's the line D, C, D. It's the same thing the whole song. So, the whole thing. So, the whole thing. And then up here you do it 2 strings, but you do. And so on. There's some... Oh, there's modulation going on. Yeah, it's a really simple part, and you can stack it, you can harmonize it, do as you please. So, realistically, it's prog metal, it's got 7/8, 9/8 and all that stuff. But it's very simple. I'm pretty sure you can learn this in probably, if you're on a medium skill level, half an hour? And you might want to work on it for maybe 2 hours, you know, if you're moving power chords back and forth. This is not the difficult thing. This is the right hand is the difficult thing. So I suggest some nice workouts for your right hand, if you know what I mean. If this was some fun, record the song. I put the PDFs below. I put a track below without any guitars, so have fun. And send it to me. Now, the solo is a different matter, because the solo is featuring a synth line that the guitar is doubling, which I didn't consider once I wrote the song, and then all of a sudden I had to play that synth line. And I, for only doubling that synth line, rehearsed and practiced for 2.5 days, and consulted a couple of my friends, and decided, let's make a video series out of it, how they all attack it and how they all play it. And it turned out into something ultra amazing, because everyone has their own solution. People like Nico Schliemann, Tom Quayle, Jack Gardner, Steve Stein, Sam Bell, some people that I'm not even mentioning right now. We're gonna have an amazing series on how the same top players play that line. It's going to be super interesting, and that's the next video in the series about this song that you've never heard of. Well, hope this was fun for you. Hope you're going to have some fun. crazystuff@henningpoly.com. Send me your version. Thanks, Leslie, for switching this. And we're going to put some animals at the end, who also have never heard that song.
Sky, the coldest night of my life. I feel let down, it's no surprise. This Hollywood you never showed. There's an empty seat next to me, 6:30. She's played it, see.